Few-shot standard prompts are the standard prompts we've seen before, but with examples of the task in them. And the reason why we need to include examples is to increase the chances to get the desired result. So we have to add examples of the tasks that the prompt is trying to solve. Few-shot standard prompt consists of a task description, examples, and the prompt. In this case, the prompt is the beginning of a new example that the model should complete by generating the missing text. So we have the task description in translate English to Spanish, then we have the examples, for example, table is mesa in Spanish, apple is manzana, and then we have the prompt. And in this case, we only write the word in English, in this case, house. And in this way, we're not only telling the model to translate from English to Spanish, but also we're giving some examples, so it has some context, and also we'll tell the model what format the output should have. Now let's create a new prompt using this approach. Say we want to extract airport codes from the text, I want to fly from Orlando to Boston. Here's how you'll do it with few short standard prompts. So first you write the task description, in this case extract the airport codes from this text, and then we write examples. So the first one, the first example is going to be I want to fly from Los Angeles to Miami, and the airport codes LAX and MIA. And the second one is I want to fly from Nashville to Kansas City, and well, then we write the airport codes that belong to those airports. And well, finally, we write the prompt. And in this case is I want to fly from Orlando to Boston. And with this, we're telling the model to complete this text with the airport codes. And we're going to get the airport code in the format we specify in the example. In this case, we're going to get MCO and BOS, which are the right answers. Keep in mind that previous research found that the actual answers in the examples are not so important, but the label space is. A label space is all the possible labels for a given task. You could improve the results of your prompts by even providing random labels from the label space. Let's test this by typing random airport codes in our examples. Okay, we're going to use the previous prompt, but here we're going to change the airport codes. They're not going to be the right airport codes as before, but they're going to be only random airport codes from the label space. For example, in the first one, I'm going to write then NOAK. So then from Denver and the other from Oakland, I think. And well, they are not the right answer, but they belong to the label space. So they are just random airport codes. And the same for the second. So I write Dal from Dallas and Ida, I think from Idaho. And now we try this prompt on ChatGPT, we're going to get the right airport codes for Orlando and for Boston. So as we can see, whether our examples are correct or not, we have to include random labels from the label space. This will help us improve results and instruct the model on how we want to format the answer. And as a side note, here in the airport codes, if you write just random letters like A, B, C, D, E, F, you're probably not gonna get the right answer. And this happens because A, B, C, and D, E, F are not random labels from the label space, but just some random letters. So make sure that you include random labels from the label space and not something that doesn't make any sense.